People of Reddit. What is something that a teenager doesn't realize until they are around 25 years old? Relationships are not just about the person you like liking you back. I wish. Life is much more expensive than you expect. Probably shouldn't have started smoking. That 2 years, 5 years, etc. is no time at all. I remember being like 20 thinking it was too late to start college now. How ridiculous. You are not required to be friends with anyone for any reason. Jumping through many hoops to be with people isn't worth it. You can walk away from anyone and tomorrow the same sun will rise, the rain will fall, and you will be fine. That nobody was ever thinking about them as much as they were thinking about themselves. That they aren't invincible and won't live forever. The only people who figure it out earlier are the ones who tragically lose a friend or loved one who is still young. When I was a boy of 14, my father was so ignorant I could hardly stand to have the old man around. But when I got to be 21, I was astonished at how much the old man had learned in 7 years. Mark Twain. How absolutely dumb they were 10 years ago happens around 35 as well. That people aren't perfect. Some people started working at a place early, figured out that's not what they want, and start college at 32. That ideal path exists only for some people, while others have to figure life out more gradually, and that's completely okay. How many times you could have literally died? I can't believe I was never abducted and kept in a basement. My parents got a lot smarter between the time I was 18 and 25. That they were not actually functioning adults in their teens. That it really doesn't matter what other people think of you, although, to be fair, this took me until I was at least 30 to figure out. It's actually surprising how little other people actually think about you, if at all. A lot about themselves. Many people at 25 are getting a good picture of their capabilities, strengths, weaknesses, preferences, and are really starting to know themselves. That the mistakes I made when I was 18-20 were already 5 years ago and not a yesterday. It has been a long-ass time. Having that moment of revelation really helped me to forgive myself a lot. Also, things come and go, but family, my pet, and a few good friends will always stay. That none of the adults around you ever really knew what the hell they were doing. They were all just winging it. What I learned was no one truly cares what you do for a living. At worst, they'll say, okay, and then move on since it doesn't affect them. You aren't impressing, disappointing anyone. If you don't get a certain job at 23, you aren't failing. You don't need to keep all of your high school friends. Some friendships ended will be painful and quick, but necessary. Others will be a slow burn when nothing really was wrong. You both are just different now, and that's okay. Most of the people, their opinions you thought were important in high school and early 20s really do not matter, and if you don't have social media, will probably never see or think about again. High school wasn't the best time of your life. The cost of living, paying rent, paying for your own food, paying for your own things. I'm mid-20s and I've friends from hobbies just about to turn 20. They're always wondering how I don't have money despite earning more than them. Always comes down to, they're not paying for much. Parents charge them some rent, but not a lot. They buy some of their own food, but not all, etc. Just how dumb teenagers are. That the high school hierarchy doesn't translate. The smartest in the group aren't anymore. The jokester is annoying. The too cool for anyone is just rude. You have to come to this on your own though. Doesn't work to just hear it. This is a hard pill to swallow. Their parents are getting old, getting health problems, and they're not going to be around forever. That they've spent too much time trying to make others happy and not themselves. Turn on auto deductions from your checking and auto investing so you actually save for retirement instead of pretending to. That they are now 1% old. That your life is a direct result of the decisions you're making. The next one is that you can change it if you don't like it, and also that some decisions once made cannot be undone. Learning to follow through with life-changing decisions is so freeing and satisfying. On the flip side, some decisions have ramifications for the rest of your life that you're only just realizing now. That at age 25, they haven't been a teenager for 6 years. That toxic relationship you're wasting time on because they are attractive is worth it. It's not, and you're a fool. That if he treats you like shit, he doesn't love or respect you. A bad childhood, bad ex-girlfriend, bad day at work, or bad traffic is never excuse for anyone to talk down to you or make you feel less than. Freedom means ... responsibility. Congrats on becoming an adult and not having to do what your parents tell you anymore. Here is your complimentary. Everything you now realize you have to do anyway. Huge coincidence that it's all the same stuff that your parents used to tell you to do. This is your one shot. Your one is your only trip on this rock hurtling through your 23 years, 4 months, and 3 days old. You will never be that age again. That time is our no second chances, because the next time you'll be older, you'll be different. The world will be different. It'll be your first try at doing it again. This one life is all we get, and it'll be over so much faster than you realize. So make the most of it. You'll become specific. General advice doesn't hit the same, and you need to be confident and trust in your own experiences. Hopefully, you'll be a little more emotionally intelligent in a way that only comes with lived experience. Your youth will fade. No, you won't look or feel that different. But your mind will forever be changed in a way that only age can explain. That for the lion's share of your life, you're going to be at work. And those long summers of hanging out with your family and traveling and doing your hobbies are not coming back. It took till 35 for me to realize how smart they were. Always put stuff back where you found it so you don't get in trouble. Came here looking for the comments and realized I am 25 now. Nobody fucking cares about you. You do you and be happy. It's okay to drop out of college a few times. You're never too old to go back and finish. You probably won't really figure out what you want to do until you're 25, 26. All that life planning you were forced to do when you were 18 is meaningless. AP classes don't give you a competitive edge in life. They don't even let you skip that much in college. Most stuff they told you was life or death important in high school wasn't. A bridesmaid sucks and weddings are an expensive pain in the butt. Living life rent-free and never having to pay for utilities was able to pull an all-nighter isn't something you can do forever. Just wasted a quarter of your life, so better make the next 3 good. The drinking, smoking, drugs, and carefree lifestyle will catch up with you. Choose your lifestyle carefully. Realizing you don't know everything, you aren't always right, and you are not the center of everyone else's world. That you don't really become an adult until 25. At 25, you are generally living on your own, working a job, paying bills, deciding when and how to eat, taking responsibility for your taxes. Fact. That 25-year-olds who romantically pursue teenagers are creepy and predatory, and the teenager is not just mature for their age. How negatively their life as an adult has been affected by the decisions their parents made during their upbringing. That they are going to die at some, it is definitely going to happen. High school just doesn't matter all that much. Most likely, you were a pimple-addled, horny, anxious, snot-nosed kid who thought you were grown because your first body hairs came in. You think you're the main character of the story because you're so focused on your own feelings that the little inconveniences matter way more than they should. Some memories are well and good, but trust me, nobody will remember how well you dressed. They won't remember that you were the first in the grade to have sex. They won't remember that you got a cool car the moment you turned 16. Most importantly, they probably won't even remember you. Even for people with all the hype from a young age, they had plenty of peers who just did not care at all. The world doesn't revolve around you. You just simply exist in it. The moment you realize this, the melodrama of that time period just looks sillier and sillier. And having a younger sibling around that age range really drives that point home. My God, is this really the stuff I was losing sleep over? Becomes a recurring thought in your head very quickly. After all, you were just a kid. A time period that takes up less than a tenth of your life. Thanks for watching.